What's going on, good people? It's me, Mr. Glass. I'm calling up Molina Healthcare to basically show y'all how much they don't care. Here we go.
For Ohio, press 1. All other callers, press 2. Thank you for calling Molina Exclusive. I'm calling you with Jessica, one of the operators. This call's been recorded. How can I assist you?
I'm saying to you, ma'am, what's your name again?
Jessica, how can I help you?
Miss Jessica. Is there a supervisor on Florida that I can talk to?
What state are you calling from?
I would not like to speak to the one in my state. I would like to speak to one in a whole nother state to let them know exactly what's happening here in this state.
Okay. Okay, I understand that, but I still need to gather some information, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
What state are you calling from?
I'm calling Houston, Texas, ma'am.
Okay. Now are you calling regarding yourself or
Yes,
someone
ma'am.
else?
Calling for myself, ma'am.
What is your last name?
Noflin. N as in Nancy, O as in ostrich, F as in Frank, L as in Larry, I as in Indigo, N as in Nancy, Jr.
Thank you. Your first name?
Johnn, J-O-H-N.
And what is your date of birth, John?
1st, 2769.
Thank you. Now, John, for security purposes, can I have you verify the address, please?
12903 Brent Rock Drive, apartment number 703, Houston, Texas 77082.
Okay, thank you. And just a second, I'll clean up your information, okay?
No problem.
Okay.
Because this is ridiculous, because I'm a human being just as well as you're a human being. And
Right.
and
Okay. So what is your complaint about?
see, that's just it. It's past complaints, sweetheart, because you just being an operator. You answer this question. You can answer this question for me. If I call you guys up and tell you guys about the symptoms that I'm having, and then you guys say, oh yes, you definitely have to go to the emergency room, and now I have to get in my wheelchair. No, I can't call 911. No, I can't call 911 because a situation that I had 2.5 years ago with paramedics stopping the ambulance from getting to the hospital. So I rolled my wheelchair outside and flagged somebody down. I can't get a taxi cab because a taxi cab won't take me when I tell them I need to go to the emergency room for myself. They don't want to be liable for me being in their taxi cab. So I have to lie to them and tell them I have to go see somebody in the hospital just because I can't call 911. So when I call you guys up and you say that, well, it ain't no good thing to call 911 to go to the emergency room for a emergency room type of thing, and I'm saying to myself, yes, ma'am. So when I goes to my primary doctor has me waiting 6 hours almost to talk to her and tell her that I have an infection in me, that I need some antibiotics for. I can't go to the emergency room because last time I went to the emergency room on a defective stretcher, it fell and no one came and picked me up off the floor for almost 30 minutes, and I was hollering in agony. And then when I got myself up off the floor into my wheelchair and rolled out of the room, this is what they said to me: oh, we thought you'd been left. Just so they wouldn't have to deal with the liability of me falling on the floor because of their wheelchair, because of their stretcher. So, other thing is this, sweetheart. I'm a rolling tape recorder because of all the things that's been happening to me, sweetheart. So I'm saying to you now that I'm calling and talking to someone in another state is because I'm complaining about this here, been complaining about it for the last 2.5 years. I did exactly what you guys told me to do. If I was having any type of abuse by anybody that was dealing with Molina and me being a Molina member, to tell about the abuse. So I started complaining about the verbal abuse that I was getting from paramedics going to the hospital. And y'all did your job. Y'all talked to the paramedics to get them to stop doing these things to me, and they escalated the situation. So, sweetheart, what am I supposed to do when I see that my health is being definitely violated, not just by the paramedics, by the nurses and the doctors in the hospitals, but it's all because of what happened to me 2.5 years ago. To have an audio tape of what happened to me, to be treated like I did something wrong. So I'm dealing with the mayor here in Houston, Texas, the Houston Fire Department paramedics here in Houston, Texas, the Houston Police Department here in Houston, Texas, and the Houston FBI here in Houston, Texas. And I got all the evidence that I could possibly have against everything that's being done wrong to me since 2 years ago, for the snowball all the way around to it happened to me 3 months ago, 4 times in 1 month. And I was told, even with their voices on audio, my word ain't worth shit. So I'm saying to you, screaming out to someone outside of this state so they can hear exactly what's happening to one of your members that's a member in any state where there's a Molina Health Care. And I just need this one person to at least care, sweethearts. Because everything that I'm telling you right now, yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me. Now, unfortunately, here at the Nurse Advice Line, we're not able to provide you with any information. We wouldn't be able to help you. The only thing I can tell you is call back on Monday.
See, like I said, okay,
The person that would be able to call you, sir,
okay.
would be able to help you out with this, would be someone in member services.
See,
Okay?
now, see, like what you just did right there. Just like you tape your phone calls, I tape my phone calls too, sweetheart. You brushing me off. I'm telling you that I need a nurse to tell me exactly what my symptoms are right now. The sweating and me being in this situation where I have to tell you all that I told you. So like I say again, transfer me to the nurse that I can ask what's going on with my body. Do I need to go to a hospital and then let her know? You see, because like I say again, ma'am, like I say again, the inconsiderate that most people are doing when they say they care, when they really don't. They got people that don't have a job, that wish that they did have a job, that'll treat me a whole lot better than you just did when you brushing me off like this is some kind of customer service issue. This is an issue of my body not working properly right now, and I'm telling you why it's not working properly right now, because you asked. So like I said again, transfer me to someone that's going to give me the attention that a human being is supposed to give to another human being when a human being is in situations like I am.
Now, John, just in case we get disconnected, is 832-710-0943 the best callback number?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, give me just a second. I'll go ahead and transfer you to a nurse. Thank you.
This is my gift of life. The divine light of creation gave it to me, not to y'all. I want to live. So I'm going to make sure I keep record of all the times when I'm feeling bad like this here.
John?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for holding. I do see that all of our nurses are currently assisting other members at this time. So with the number that you provided me, one of the nurses will go ahead and return the call.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am. Thank you.
Alrighty. You have a good.
So like I say again, you see the we got to bring the compassion back into this world, man. You seeing the type of compassion that's being showed, and it's all because of that separation that isn't a separation unless you make it a separation in your own mind. Because in your heart is a part of the divine. That's why it beats like your mind. So for you to treat another human being like you definitely wouldn't want no other human being to treat you, that should register in your mind if you are a real conscious thinking human being. Because when you look at how I'm being treated in this whole system, which is a system of debt, sooner or later, someone got to realize that they could be in my shoes at the blink of an eye. Because shit happens. And if you don't understand, or overstand, or understand to getting it, what goes around comes around. And then you get it. See, I know why I'm sitting where I'm sitting at right here, because I am the strongest person that can sit where I'm sitting, why I'm right here where I'm sitting at. Because of the way that the divine light of creation, which is me, one of the greatest creations of all, that I just breathe, her created air. I'm just saying. My mind been reprogrammed to what this gift of life really is. It's not about self. Once you really understand self, once you really understand self, you ready to give yourself for any other life besides self. Because when I say that, I love the world more than I love my little girl, because I can't take my little girl out the circle of life and keep her with life, where she's better in the middle of the circle. So I love the circle in the whole, because I want to hold the circle together if I can pull it together. And I know I am that strong one that's going to be able to pull this whole thing together. Because someone got to lay up there and take it on themselves to do this. And it's time for this to be done. Because it is the will of the Creator. And this game is going to be won. Because I can't lose. Even though my race was put last, they just don't know what the secret of the divine light creation is. She built us to last. So I just say to all people out there, we got to give up the separation, which is just that, black and white, when there is no such thing as black and white people. We're all melanated people, from the darkest melon to the lightest, piggish pink melanated people. But all flesh, bone, and blood people. I'm Mr. Glasses.